الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today inshallah we're going to start lesson 8. um, so without further ado I will start. Just want to let you know I'm not feeling too well today, so I might sound a bit different. I might be coughing during the class, but just letting you know. Okay, so the homework was, how can you tell if a verb is weak? And the answer is if. So there's two answers. One is if the root word contains either an alif, a waw, or a ya, then that verb is weak. So if one of the root letters is alif, waw, or ya, then that verb is a weak verb. The second way to tell is if the second and third root letters are the same, like the verb ضل, which means astray, ضالين, that one, where there is a bod and then a lam and then a lam. So because the two letters that are the same are the second and third root letters, that verb is also weak. So that's that one. Then two was write the past tense verb table for qala. So it was just, we just have to learn it, look at our notes and remember it. So qala, qalu, and then the weak verb, because the verb was weak, it presents a problem during some of these filling in the tables. Yeah, some of the conjugations is going to be a problem. So qala, qalu, that's fine, but here we have to change it. It's not qalata, qalatum, qalati. You have to change it, and that's the issue. That's the problem we have with a weak verb. We have to make an adjustment in order for it to be made into the table. So over here we put a dhamma on the qaf, and it will become qulta. Now we know the adjustment, we can do the rest ourselves, inshallah. So it's qulta, qultum, qulti, qultu, qulna. So the endings of the template, they can't change because that is the actual template for past tense verbs. But what may need to change is the adjustment at the start of the verb in order to make it fit into, and maybe to make it more pronounceable. Maybe that's why it's changed the way it is, because it's difficult to pronounce otherwise. So that's the problem, that's the issue we have with weak verbs. So this is what we have to learn. And the reason why we chose the verbs qala and kana, the weak verbs, qala and kana, is because they appear in the Quran the most out of the weak verbs. So we'd rather just go over the table. Each weak verb will have its own adjustment that needs to be made. But we're not going to go through all of them. We just go through qala and kana. So the next one was do the same for kana. So kana means to be, it means he was. So kana, he was. Kanu, they all were. And then it's not going to be kanata. You have to make the same adjustment you have to make for qala. You put a dhamma on the first letter, and now it becomes easy to say and it flows. So kunta, kuntum, kunti, kuntu, kunna. So that's all that was a requirement to do, was to write down, repeat, go over the tables, because these verbs, they come in the Quran quite a lot. Then we went on to the test, and the test is just to what is the word now? Try to reinforce the learning. So, and then it gives you an opportunity to see what you have yet to learn, what you're making a mistake on, what you don't know. So how can we tell if a verb solidify? Thank you. Solidify, right? How can you tell if a verb is weak? So we're just repeating this again, right? Hoping for it to be solidified in the brains. So if the root word contains an alif, wa, or ya, then the verb is weak. And also if the second and third root letters are the same. Next one is translate the following. So it's قال, he said. قالوا is a plural. They all said. Okay. And we have قلت, you said, male. And قلتي, you said, if you're talking to a female. قلنا, we all said. And قلت, I said. The tu always means I did that verb, whether it's masculine or feminine. Next one. كان means he was. قلتم, you all said. That's from the verb قال. Okay. كنت, I was. كانوا, they all were. Just a matter of learning those tables, learning the different conjugations of those verbs. كنا, we all were. كنتم, you all were. Translate the following Quranic passage. كانوا قبل ذلك محسنين. So كانوا, they all were. قبل ذلك, before that. محسنين, doers of good. So the main thing I was testing you on here was, can you translate كانوا? So they all were. Next. وَإِذْ, and behold, قُلْتُمْ, you all said. Yep, you all said. Ya Musa, O Musa. So وَإِذْ, and behold, قُلْتُمْ, you all said. Ya Musa, Ya means O Musa, the calling of Musa alayhi salam. قَالَ, قَالَ means he said. It's the verb, the root word. Well, it's the verb that is formed from the root word. It is the root word. قَالَ, he said. هذا, this is. ربي, Rabb is Lord. Ya is mine. My Lord. هذا, this is. Akbar. Akbar means greater. Akbar means greater. Is anybody having a problem hearing me, or is it just one person who has messaged me? Can everybody hear me fine? Yeah, it's fine. So the person who's having a problem, maybe you just need to log out and then log back in again. Okay. Vocabulary for lesson 7. So these are the root words, and we need to learn the root words because from the root words, other words are generated. So غفر يغفر. What is غفر يغفر? To forgive. Excellent. Anybody else? That's it. Good, good. Good. 234 times. This is the same verb from which we say Allahumma ighfir lana. Oh Allah, forgive us. Rabbi ighfir li. My Lord, forgive me. So ghafara means to forgive. So literally, ghafara means he forgave, and yaghfiru means he forgives. This is past tense. This is present tense. And remember, 2 weeks ago, I asked you to learn the past tense with the present tense. Learn it as ghafara yaghfiru. Today we're going to find out why, inshallah. قال يقول. What is قال يقول mean? What is that the verb for? Good. Excellent, 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 excellent. To say 1,722 times. Right? قال comes in the Quran, meaning قال in its the verb قال. It might be قل, it might be يقولون, for example, it might be different, what do you call it, with different things attached, but the verb قال is 1,722. Right? ذكر يذكر. ذكر يذكر. وَإِذْ ذَكَرَ يَذْكُرُ. Excellent. We do dhikr of Allah. It is remembrance of Allah. That's where that verb comes from. Dhakir, one who remembers Allah. So it means to mention, to remember. So he remembered, he remembers. 292. أخذ يأخذ. أخذ يأخذ. Good. To take. Yep, to take. 273 times. To find is wajada. Somebody is asking about, is it mean to find? To find is wajada. Okay, next one. Amara ya'muru. Amara ya'muru. To command. Wa'mur bil ma'ruf. Enjoin what is good. Yeah, command what is good. 248 times. Hasiba yahsabu. Hasiba yahsabu. Hasiba yahsabu. Excellent. To reckon, to think. Even in Urdu, when you're doing hisab, what you're doing, you're doing some thinking, you're doing some accounting, etc. In the Quran, it's لا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا. Do not think of those that have been killed in the way of Allah as dead. Nay, they are alive and they have provision. Rough translation. So, 109. Hayya Yahya. Hayya Yahya. Excellent, excellent. Just give me more people opportunity to type. Okay, to live. 184 times. Hayat dunya, life of this world. وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. So it's coming. 184. مات يموت. مات يموت. Those who know Urdu should know this word without even revising. Fantastic. كل نفس ذائقة الموت. Every soul will taste death. So مات يموت is the verb for to die. He died, he dies. He died, he dies. Yeah. That's where maut comes from. 165. كفر يكفر. كفر يكفر. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. To disbelieve. So kafara, he disbelieved. Yakfuru, he disbelieves. Can also mean to be ungrateful. And it originally means to hide. Originally, linguistically, in the language, like before Islam, when it was used, it means to hide. And when a person is disbelieving, is hiding the truth. 525 times. Nasara yansuru. Nasara yansuru. Excellent. To help. 158 times. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. When comes the Nasr of Allah and the Fath. Yeah, so it comes in the Quran. 158. نزل ينزل. نزل ينزل. Fantastic. Excellent. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر. Okay, talking about the Quran, to descend. So he descended, he descends. أنزلناه, sent down. وجد يجد, he found. Excellent. And wajada is a weak verb. Why? Why is wajada a weak verb? Fantastic, because it contains a waw in the weak in the in the root word. It contains a waw, which is one of the weak letters. Excellent. This one's come in 107 times. Okay, so I hope you guys learnt that. If not, keep doing it, keep going over it. And we will start, inshallah, lesson 8 today. Everybody happy to proceed with that? Okay, excellent. So today we're going to do present tense verbs. We have done past tense verbs in the last 2 weeks. Today we are going to do present tense verbs. So let me give an example here. Kataba is past tense because it's the root word. Kataba means he wrote. Yaktubu means he writes. We'll go through the table later. There's a table. Yes, that's a good observation. Okay. We'll go through the table. I'm just showing you the examples right now. So yaktubu means he writes. And yaktubuna is the plural. They all write. You can see the una that we had for plurals like muslimuna, kafiruna, salihuna. Yeah, it's coming in the verbs as well. The una, plural, is coming in the present tense verbs as well. Okay? The wow. In the past tense, it was just a wow there. But in the present tense, the noon comes as well. Una. Yeah? So yaktubuna is a plural of yaktubu. Okay, so this is just showing you these as examples. Let's go to the next one. Alima means he knew, to know. That's where you get alim from. That's where you get ma'loom from. Allama, ilm, yeah? Ulum. You get that from the verb alima. So let's complicate it. Hope it's not. Right? Let's do the present tense of that. Is ya'lamu. Ya'lamu means he knows. And the plural would be ya'lamuna. They all know. Okay? Again, this is just examples. You don't have to learn anything yet. You don't have to commit anything to memory yet. We will do that table, inshallah. So somebody's asking, what does this mean? What does the MS mean? So it doesn't mean Marks and Spencer's, right? It means root word, third person, masculine, singular. Present tense, third person, masculine, singular. And present tense, third person, masculine, plural. Yep. That makes sense? See who asked that question. Yes. Okay, good. Next one. Okay, so I showed you those examples. Now I'm showing you the same ones written out again. For kataba, we've done it. Kataba yaktubuna. Yaktubu yaktubuna. So at the moment, you don't have to learn anything. I'm just showing you. You don't have to learn any rules yet. I'll show you inshallah later. Ja'ala means he made. Yaj'alu means he makes. And yaj'aluna means they all make. Raja'a means he returned. Like inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, we will return. Right? Raja'a means to return. He returned. Yarji'u means he returns, and yarji'una means they all return. So these are just some examples of how you get a past verb and you make it into a present verb. And from the present verb singular, you make it into a plural present verb. Now, the reason why I showed you this is because here. So let's look, what we're doing to the root word. We are changing the root verb, the root word, by adding a ya. So a ya is added on all of them. Everybody can see that, yeah? Because kataba means he wrote, the ya in present tense signifies he. The ya signifies he. Is everybody happy with the first one? We actually added something to the beginning of the root word. That's how you can tell a verb is present tense. Present tense verbs have an extra letter added to the start of the verb, to the start of the root verb. When you add something to the start of it, it's it's a signifier that it is a present verb. If you look at kataba, katabtu, katabtum, katabtuma, you are adding something at the end. The root word beginning was kept the same. That shows you it's past tense verb. These are present tense because you're adding a letter in front of the root word. Yeah. Why does ya mean he? We'll go through that inshallah a bit later. But look at this one that I've highlighted here. Can you see? Yaktubu, yaj'alu, yarji'u. The endings all are dhamma. The beginnings are with a ya, with a fatha. But this one is changing. In this one, it's got a dhamma. On this verb, it's got a fatha. And on this verb, it's got a kasra. Does anybody know why I've highlighted this letter? Obviously, because it's different, right? How do you know? Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Yeah. So in this verb, it's tu. In this verb, it's a fatha. In this verb, it's a kasra. This is the variable that changes when converting from the past tense to the present tense. It's always going to start with the fatha on the first letter. It's going to be a dhamma on the second letter. The third letter is going to have a sukoon. But this vowel on the third letter will change. And it depends on the verb. It's not like there's no formula. It's just for kataba, it's yaktubu. For ja'ala, it's yaj'alu. For raja'a, it's yarji'u. It's different for each verb. It's either going to be a dhamma, fatha, a kasra. You might be able to calculate it by pronouncing them all three and see which one sounds nice and sounds right. But that vowel on the third letter is different for the different verbs. You just have to learn it with the verb. That's why I said, when you were learning your vocabulary, learn alima, ya'lamu. Learn them both. The reason why is so that you know what vowel appears on the third letter in the present. You get that? Yeah, good. Yeah, you just have to learn it. That's the one you just have to learn. And somebody asked this ya, does this mean oh? Like, ya Allah. It's not that. That ya is a ya and alif. Ya Allah. Yeah? This one is actually attached to the verb and it changes the meaning of the verb. We'll see that. We'll look at the table inshallah later. But that's what I wanted to show you here. That you want to learn the past verb with the present verb. So kataba yaktubu. So that you know what vowel goes on the third letter. Okay? And once you know what vowel is on that third letter, then it carries on all the way for that table. For that verb, you know it's always going to be dhamma. It's dhamma everywhere then. Yaktubuna. Yaj'alu, it's going to be yaj'aluna, taj'aluna, naj'alu, for example. It's going to be the same all the way. It's not going to change. Once you know what it is, for that verb, it's always going to be the same in all its conjugations. Yarji'u, it's going to be yarji'una, narji'u, tarji'una. It's going to be always fixed once you know what it is. So the third letter vowel always stays the same once you know what it is. Yeah. Okay. So this is all you have to learn for this week. This is the table for present tense verbs, and this is the last table in the course, the main table. Next week we will do the week verbs based on this table, but no new table. This is the table you need to know for present tense verbs. The third letter change to a particular way. Um, the the vowel on the third letter is particular for each verb. Once you know what that vowel is, it continues all the way in all of its form and all the forms in the table. It's mostly yeah. You can maybe figure it out by which one sounds easier, but you can't be 100% sure unless you definitely know what it is. Okay, so let's look at this. The addition of the una. Okay, good question. So somebody's asking, the addition of the wow here, does that make it into a weak verb? What's the answer, anybody? Let me see if people can answer it. Somebody's asking, this wow has appeared now. So does it make kataba a weak verb? Correct. The answer is no, it doesn't. The reason why it doesn't is because that wow has to be from the root letters. This wow, the wow and the noon is just an attachment. The actual root letters are kataba. Yeah? Kataba. So because the wow doesn't appear in ka or ta or ba, it's not one of them letters, then it's not weak. The wow and noon is just an attachment. It's not part of the verb. Yeah. Okay, so let's look what's happening. What did we do to kataba? To kataba, we added a ya, and it makes it present tense yaktubu. And look, notice, here is kataba, the root word. Kataba, the root word. For present tense, you add something to the start of the verb. That's how you can tell it's present tense. If a ya comes before, or a ta comes, or a alif comes, or a noon comes, it's present tense. If you remember last week and the week before, we were only attaching, for past verbs, we were only attaching to the end of the verb. Kataba, katabu, katabtum, katabna, remember? But the present tense, you attach something to the beginning of the root word. So, for third person, I only want you to learn two. Just learn yaktubu and yaktubuna. So if I say ja'ala means he makes, how are you going to say he makes? If ja'ala means to make, how are you going to say he makes? You're just going to put a ya in front of it and it's going to become yaj'alu. Yaktubu. He disbelieved yakfuru. Sorry, he disbelieves yakfuru. He lies yakdhibu. Right? So you just put a ya in front of the root word, and you need to know the vowel of this one, and you can sort of figure it out. So dhakara means he remembered. So how do you say he remembers? Dhakara with a ya in front of it. Yadhkuru. Excellent. Yadhkuru. And then you continue. Yadhkuruna. They all remember. Okay, we'll just continue with kataba. Kataba yaktubu means he writes. Yaktubuna, they all write. Next one, taktubu, you write. And taktubuna, you all write. Notice, third person begins with ya. They both begin with ya. Second person, when you're talking to the person, they all begin with, well, in this table, they begin with ta. Taktubu, taktubuna. That's how you can tell if it's second person or third person. I'm only doing the masculine because the feminine ones, they're a bit harder and they don't occur so much in the Quran. And that's level 2. So third person begins with ya. Second person, when you're speaking to the person, it begins with ta. Taktubu, taktubuna. That's the only difference. Yes, but I'm not gonna. Someone's asking what are the feminine versions. Yes, you're right, but we're not going to go through the feminine versions in this course because it's going to make it harder for you. And I want you to learn these that occur most. Clock onto this, get on this, get on the hang of this, and get strong at this. And then when you come to level two, you will find it easier. Otherwise, if I start giving the feminines and everything right now, it's gonna go over your heads. It'll be a bit too much to absorb in one go, maybe for many, and then you'll just put the book down. So I don't want you to do that. I want to teach you how I learnt it. I just learnt these initially, and I started getting the hang of understanding Quran and understanding things, and then later on I learnt the feminine ones, and I'm happy that I learnt them later on. Sorry, isn't it the second letter vowel? Isn't it the second letter vowel of the root word that changes? Yes, it's the second. Yes, this one here. It's the second vowel. It's the second letter vowel of the root word. Yes. But when you put it in the present tense, it becomes the third one. So yes, this one. This is what we're talking about. The middle. It's the middle letter of the root word. The vowel on that changes. Ustad, can you please switch off the notices of people joining or leaving as it distracts? Rocket science to me. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do it. So I'll have to maybe, I don't know what to do there. Sorry. Right. Let's look at the next one. First person, aktubu. Aktubu means I write. Remember, when you know the vowel of that letter there, that vowel stays all the way through. It doesn't change. Once you know what it is, it stays the same for all the present tense configurations. So aktubu means I write. Naktubu means we write. Let me give me a little example now. But we say A'udhu billah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. It means I seek refuge. But sometimes you hear people say Na'udhu billah. So what's the difference between A'udhu billah and Na'udhu billah? So here it is. Aktubu, naktubu. A'udhu billah means I seek refuge. Na'udhu billah, we seek refuge. Okay? Yeah, that's fantastic. Fantastic. So, okay. A'udhu billah, na'udhu billah. Aktubu, naktubu. Yeah. Adhkuru, nadhkuru. Yeah. So this is what we have to learn. I've got another technique I'll show you inshallah of how to learn this. But the main thing is this. Okay, just to clarify, the middle Dhamma indicates present tense. No, what indicates present tense is the additional letter here. These red letters. This red letter here indicates present tense. When you attach a prefix to the root word, that signifies present tense. Yeah, excellent. This is just showing you that masculine and the feminine ones appear here. We haven't done the feminine third person or feminine second person because they're tricky and they don't occur so much. So we'll leave that to level 2. Inshallah. Okay, so somebody's asking, just ask that in the group, please, or just asking me separately. And the other person's asking, how many more lessons? So after this, we have, I think, 3 more lessons. We'll finish a few days, maybe about 3 days or something before Ramadan. We'll finish, inshallah. Okay. Right. So I want to show you in this way as well. Okay. For people who like it like this. I just want to show you this, and I'll show you inshallah on the next slide, but I want to show it here first. For first person, you start off with the alif. I. Imagine it as I. Second person is still near you. Ta. The ta starts off with the ta. Right? And third person is even further away, is outside somewhere in the street or in another country. So it begins with ya. See, look at this alif. In alif ba ta tha. Alif is closest to you, it's the first one. Ta comes a bit later in the alphabet, so it's the person you're talking to, and ya comes far, far away, right at the end of the alphabet, so it's outside of this building, outside of the room, outside in another country. That's a signification. Alif is I, ta is you, and ya is even further away, third person. And noon, good question. Someone's written noon is near. Yeah, noon could be near, right? So if you get that, fine. If you don't get it, fine as well, because I've got it here. I've put it into a slide. So look at this. A stands for I. I write. I play. I talk. I seek refuge. A'udhu. Okay, it begins with a, and it's like I. It's like I doing it, yeah? When you're looking at the person, you're talking to the person, it's a ta. Tadhkuru, you remember. Yeah? Ta'udhu, you seek refuge. Taj'alu, you make. Yeah? Tadhlimu, you oppress. Can you see? Ta, okay? So it's a, ta. Ya is when you're talking about he. Ya'udhu billah. He seeks refuge in Allah. Yaj'alu, he makes. Ya'lamu, he knows. Somebody saying here in Urdu we say tu, which is right. Tu means you. So you can imagine it as the ta for tu. Right? Tu is you. Right? So I, so it's a, ta, ya. Ya is for the person who's not here. So the present tense nouns start off with ya. So for example, I aktubu, I write. Taktubu, you write. Yaktubu, he writes. And the last one, there's a bit of imagination here. Noon means we. The dot of the noon is you, and all the other people around you are the other people. Right? That's you and everybody else. It becomes we. So it looks like a noon. Yeah, that's you, and that's everybody else around you. Okay? So that's the noon. The noon means we. Na'udhu billah, we seek refuge. Naktubu, we, what do you call it? Right. Yeah? I hope that sort of makes sense. And now you can go look back at your table again and you see that I is for me. Ta is for you or you all. Ya is for them or them all. Him or them all. And noon is for you and everybody else. Means we. Right? So I hope that sort of helps you learn this. If we go back to the table again, just to show you. Here it is. I. You, it begins with ta. The ya is third person. And the noon is you and everybody else. So a. So it's like a, ta, ya, and na, all of us. Hope that's an easy way. And that's the main thing you need to know for present tense verbs. That's the main thing you need to know for present tense verbs, inshallah. So let's do some. We have a bit of about 20 minutes left before the 1 hour mark. So did that make sense for people? Did people see it? Do you see how they're connected? Okay, good. This should, inshallah, make things easy. Infographic. Okay, cute infographic, right? Yeah. Alhamdulillah, it's all looks good, mashallah, right? So, good, alhamdulillah. So, kataba. Kataba is the verb that we use to mean to write. So it means he wrote. Okay, so kataba means he wrote. Now, aktubu, again, I'm just putting it in this diagram now. Aktubu means I write. Taktubu, you write. Yaktubu, he writes. And naktubu, you and everybody else, making it we write. Everybody happy with that? That's just, I was giving examples, but it's written here now, okay? So, a, ta, ya, na. Alif is closest, alif ba ta tha. Alif is right at the start. Alif ba ta, the ta comes next, so it's the next one along. Ya comes later on, so that's third person. And the noon is you and everybody else, making it we. Yeah. Go on to the next one. Okay, I've just written that out. I should have really maybe put this slide before, but anyway, I've put it here. So I, you, he, we. Alima. So alima is the verb which is a verb to know. And in the sentence, it means he knew, right? He knew. So let's put it through this infographic. Was it infographic somebody said? Infographic, right? Yes. Right, let's put it through there. So alima becomes a'lamu. I know. You know is ta'lamu. He knows is ya'lamu. And we all know is na'lamu. Them are the main things to remember. And the plural, just ta'lamuna, ya'lamuna. That's it. You've got it. That's the whole table. A'lamu, ta'lamu. If it was plural, it'd be ta'lamuna. Ya'lamu, he knows. If it was plural, they know. It would have been ya'lamuna. And na'lamu means we know. That's pretty much all we got to learn. And that's your present tense verbs done. And there's no new table now for the rest of the course. Nothing. It's just going to be building on this week's table. We're going to use this week's table next week, inshallah, where we cover the week verbs for qala and kana in present tense. So it should be a nice, easy lesson next week, inshallah. And then the final lesson, the 10th lesson, will just be learning a few templates, not a table. And then the 11th lesson is going to be we going over the salah and the translation of salah, preparing ourselves so that we can read the best salah of our life beginning this Ramadan, inshallah. Okay? So now, if you look at your table, go back to your table in your notes and keep looking at that, or look at this, the infographics diagram. Infographics diagram. I'm going to start using that word now, right? So, okay, good. We're already answering it. So, alima means to know. Ta'lamu means you. Remember that ta is used for you. In Urdu, you say tu, which means the same thing. It means you. You, right? Good. You know. Ta'lamu. Okay, so tú means you in Spanish too. Fantastic. Yeah. So, you know. Next one. So 11 times this word, 11 times it's coming, right? 11 times, like just that lamu by itself. Ya'lamu. What is ya'lamu means? Ya'lamu. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. He knows. The ya makes it into he. Yeah. Simple, simple as that. Ya'lamu, he knows. And the word ya'lamu, I could find it about 83 times in the Quran, just exactly as ya'lamu. Fastest way to learn is the. Sorry, I didn't understand. Right, okay, next one, yeah? Okay, so look at this. In the Quran here, Wallahu and Allah. Ya'lamu. Ya'lamu. He knows. Wa antum. And you all. La. Do not. Ta'lamuna. You all know. And can you see from this table, you can now figure out that Ya'lamu means he knows. Ta'lamuna means you know, all of you. You all know. So, Wallahu ya'lamu, and Allah, He knows, wa antum, and you all, la ta'lamun, you all do not know. And that, in Arabic, it's so powerful. I still find it powerful that in Arabic, you can see it stronger. It's so strong, right? Um, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows and you do not know. You might do a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for something and He gives you something else. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that that thing that you were asking for is not good for you, while this thing is better for you. It may happen when somebody gets married. He wants to get married to XYZ person and he gets married to somebody else. And he does so much dua. Allah knows what's going to end up of that marriage. It may end up in disaster, right? And He gives you someone else so you don't have to even go through that problem. It could be you want a job or you want a career and Allah Ta'ala didn't give you that career. Allah Ta'ala gave you another career. You asked for one thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you something else. And Allah knows that if He had given you that thing that would have taken you from away from the religion, would have put you into all sorts of trouble in your life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you something else. So Allah knows, and honestly, we do not know. So we trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I just find this verse so powerful. It's part of the verse. So we do istikhara, of course, you're right. Why is the waw in front? Yeah, this one here, this just means and. So and here, and the and here as well. That's all the waw is there for. Waw means and. Where does the not come from? So the not comes from la. La means no or not. La ilaha illallah, no God. Illallah except Allah. So this lam and alif makes the not, makes the negation. La means no or not. Yep. Yeah, so the una, so the ta doesn't make it plural. The ta makes it you. The una makes it plural. So ta'lamu means you know. Una means all of you. You know, all of you. All of you know. So the una, the waw and the noon makes it plural. Yeah. And that comes from this table here. Ya'lamu, ta'lamu, ta'lamuna. You'll notice alima is the root word, so you know it's got something to do with to know. So reading it out again, it's Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. Yes, the prefix is present tense. The prefix shows the present tense, and the suffix is showing the plural. Yes, that's right. If you learn that table, that will sort all that out. You'll be learning the table for present tense. Yeah. But when you see it in the Quran, it's like, yeah, which table is it, present or past, what's going on? And the way to remember is the root word you can see, and something is coming before it, attaching before it, it's present tense. Even here, ta'lamu, it's present tense. Yeah, you get an ending as well, but something is coming before the root word, it's showing you it's present tense. Yeah. Yeah, the root word by itself would be past tense, but what makes it into present tense is the suffix, is the prefix that comes here, attaches onto it. Yeah. And if you have, any further questions, please put them in the group. So, ta'lamuna now. What's ta'lamuna? Alima is to know. You can see alima here. Alima. What's ta'lamuna mean? Ta'lamuna. You can look at your tables. I don't expect you to know it yet. Excellent. 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 You all know. All know. 61 times, just that word. Ta'lamuna. Ya'lamuna. Ya'lamuna. Remember the ya makes it into, yes, exactly. The ya makes it into third person. So they all know. Excellent. Yeah. Remember, they all know it can be women in there as well. The masculine terminology is used for males only and also a mixed group. It's used for mixed group. 91. Just يعلمون 91 times. Okay, now look at this one. Look, يعلمون, yeah? علم means ilm. Something to do with knowing. Look at the next one. عمل. عمل. عمل means to do. You see? Look again. Reverse. علم means to know. And عمل means to do. Okay, yeah. Just wanted to share with you something else. In the dictionary, when you look for words to know, like they all knew, you have to look up the root word. So in the dictionary, if you want to find the meaning to this word, you have to look in the dictionary for amila, ain, mim, lam, and that's where you'll find where this to do verb means. But I've got a question for you. Which one comes in the dictionary first? Would it be alima or amila? Which one? Alima or amila? Which one will come in the word in the dictionary first? Alima, isn't it? Because lam comes before mim. So alima. So we can learn a lesson from this. Ilm comes before amal. Ilm, you have to know something first, and then once you know it, the amal comes, the action comes. So you know something and then you act. Yeah. So alima comes first, the ilm comes first, and then the amal comes. That's all right. People are saying that's a good way to remember it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Yeah. Chronological order is correct. Looking for a comment from the person who wrote diagram thing. Some clever comment from that person. Anyway, right? That's the one, infographic. Whoever said infographic, give me some word for this. Alima and amila. Right? Chronological order is a good one. Okay, anyway. In the meantime, okay. Ya'maluna means? Ya'maluna means? Okay, alphabetical order, correct. Okay, thank you. Right? Ya'maluna, good. Yep, they all do. And the all is una. Yeah, the all part, the plural part is the una. If the una wasn't there, then it just means he does. Yes, you have to know what ayn, meen, lam means. Once you know what that means, amal, then you should be able to know, once you learn the table, what the ya is doing to it, and etc. So somebody's written they all did, so it wouldn't be they all did because that's gone into past tense. We are now in present tense because of this ya. It's showing you this ya is showing you, it's attaching onto amila, the root word. So the ya is showing you it's present tense, yeah? Right. 57. You could find that word 57 times in the Quran. Okay, so ta'maluna, what's ta'maluna mean? I've put ya'maluna and ta'maluna together for a reason to explain to you and show you and to reiterate and solidify that ya is third person, ta is second person. Good. So you all do. You all do. You do, plural. Okay? 83 times. These numbers are adding up. 83 times. Ta'maluna. Yeah? If somebody said ta'lamuna, it's change the word. That means ilm, right? Where ta'maluna means action, to do. Na'malu, na'malu. So amala, to do. What does na'malu mean? Na'malu, exactly. We do. We do. I think we'll do the last one and then we can have a 5-minute break, inshallah. Right? Na'malu means we do. Like na'udhu billah, we seek refuge. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Nastaghfiruka means I seek your forgiveness. Wa natubu, and I repent ilayk, to you. Need tea. Okay. 5 minutes for tea, yeah. Right. So we do. Past present tense. 5 times where that occurs. Taf'alu. We'll leave on this last one, inshallah. Taf'alu means fa'ala means to do, and taf'alu means good. Yes, you do. Somebody's asking, is the class till 9:30? Yes, till 9:30. We may finish a bit earlier, but it's till 9:30. Yes. Okay, so taf'alu means you do, and um, we will have a break for, let's call it about 6 minutes. We'll come back at 8:35, so about 6 minutes, 6-ish minutes. We'll have a break, inshallah. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. So in the break, somebody asked about the vocabulary. I mentioned that there's a recording on YouTube where I've gone over all the vocabulary of all the 10 lessons. And so I say it and you see it at the same time. So you could play that. And if I can put it on, you might see a link here right now somewhere appearing when it's on YouTube. If not, then you go to the end of the class, end of the recording, and the link will appear there and you'll be able to access it that way. I'll also put it on YouTube, sorry, on WhatsApp and Telegram, so you have a link to it, inshallah. Okay, so let's continue. So taf'alu means you do. You do. The ta means second person, you do. So what does taf'aluna mean? What does taf'aluna mean? Excellent. You all do. Simple. You just put the una on and it makes it plural. Yeah. Taf'aluna. You all do. I found that about 6 times in the Quran exactly as that word. Right? Yaf'aluna. So taf'aluna means you all know. Yaf'aluna means, I mean, they all do, sorry. Yeah. So taf'aluna means you all do. Yaf'aluna means they all do. Yeah. Okay, something's gone wrong with my camera, but I'm just going to continue. It's not picking it up. I think you can't see me right now. Something's gone funny. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to have to just leave it and continue as we are. So yaf'aluna means they all do. Okay? Yeah. I've gone, my camera's gone funny. I don't know why. I can't turn it back on, so we're just going to have to continue with the class as it is. Zoom is unable to detect the camera. So yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just going to have to, let's see if I can do something to it. Okay, it's appeared again. I don't know what happened there. All right. Okay, next one. So 15 times, right? Tasjuduna. Tasjuduna. Alhamdulillah. So the root word here is sajada. Sajada means to prostrate. So you know this verb has something to do with prostrating because it's got the root word sajada in. So tasjuduna means fantastic. Fantastic. You all prostrate. You all prostrate. So I don't know how it disappeared. So tasjuduna, you all prostrate. Where is the you in there? Where is the you? Where is the you in this verb? Excellent. That is the you, okay? Where is the he or they? What would it be then? If you're going to say they are prostrated. Oh, Jazakallah khair. Hmm? Right, forget this. Excellent. Right, so the ya would have made it into They did it. But tasjuduna, you all prostrate. Next one, I got a feeling the next one's going to be a ya. Okay, the reason why I put no, zero there, I couldn't find this particular word in the Quran, but the templates are all there. Next one is, oh, it is, yasjuduna is there. What does yasjuduna mean? They all, they all prostrate. Excellent. Okay, so it's just the you all, him, them all, right? It's controlled by the ta, and then the ya is for third person, right? 4 times that one. Raja'a. So raja'a means um, to return. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi, and to him raji'un, we will return. So what's yarji'una mean? Yarji'una. It's got raja'a, means to return. So this verb has got something to do with raja'a, to return. They all return. Excellent. They all return. Yeah. And yeah, they all return 12 times. Tashkuruna. Tashkuruna. So shakara means to be thankful. To do shukr. Grateful. So what does tashkuruna mean? You all thank. Fantastic. Yeah. It's not hard, is it? It's not hard. Right? You are all grateful. How many times now you see in the Quran we see ta'maluna, tashkuruna, tadhkuruna, ya'maluna. How many times you see this in Arabic, and how many times you see some of those words in the Quran? Yeah. So tashkuruna, you all thank, 19 times. Right? Uh, the word to return is the same as he returns. Yeah, so let me just go back previous one. Raja'a means to return. Raja'a means to return. He returned. Yarji'una means they return. Tarji'una will mean you all return. Yeah. So a prefix is coming before and it's changing this past verb into a present verb by this one here. Yeah. Abada means to worship. That's where you get Abdullah from. Abdullah means worshipper of Allah, slave of Allah. So ya'budu means, what does ya'budu mean? Abada, ya'budu means good. He worships. Yeah. A prefix. So the main thing to make it into present tense is the prefix here. Yeah. The una only makes it into plural, but this one has to be there to make it present tense. Right? So ya'budu means he worships. Excellent. 8 times. Ta'buduna. So ta'buduna. What's ta'buduna mean? Ta'buduna. Remember, ta means do, which means second person you. So, and the wow and the noon means plural. So ta'buduna, fantastic. You all worship. Can you see? Look at the laser pointer. You all worship. That's where you get it from, okay? 23 times. Ya'buduna. The all, somebody's asking where is the all? The all is this wow and noon plural. Fantastic. They all worship. So here it's this one and this one makes they all. And abada means to worship. So they all worship. Yep. They all worship. 14 times. Ta'budu. Ta'budu. What's ta'budu mean? Did we do ta'budu? I think we did ya'budu, didn't we? Ta'budu, you. Abada. You, abada. Abada means to worship. So you worship. Okay, you happy with that? Everybody's, yeah, people are saying it. You worship. You worship. Excellent. 3 times. Na'budu. Na'budu. What does na'budu mean? Exactly. Iyaka. Only you. Na'budu. We worship. That's where the na'budu comes from. It's abada with the noon on, the noon for we. So we worship. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'een. So you see it now, it's in the salah, isn't it? Na'budu. We worship 8 times. Would na'buduna. Okay, so somebody's asking, would na'buduna not mean we worship? Na'buduna. So it's in the noon for we, and then the waw and noon. So somebody's saying, essay is saying it's incorrect. Why is it incorrect to put a waw and a noon on there? Why wouldn't you put a waw and noon on there to make it we all? Because the noon itself means we all. The noon means we. Yeah, the na is already doing the una's job, right? So you won't say na'buduna, just na'budu, because the noon means we. Yeah? So noon made it plural. Yeah, okay. It's good. You see, it's good you ask the questions because I'm seeing other people are saying, oh, I see, right? Well, somebody else asked the question, so it helps. You ask questions and it helps others as well. That's why I sort of sometimes select those questions that are going to make it easy for everybody. And sometimes people ask questions that are complex and maybe not, it might not be applicable straight away. So and I might have a long answer, so I'll leave them out. But you can ask them on Telegram. Okay, so the noon contains the we, plural. Na'budu, we all worship. We worship. Right. And now we've come to the end of the theory. Let's apply some of that theory now into here. So, وَيَخْلُقُ. وَيَخْلُقُ. You can see it's present tense because خَلَقَ is the root word to create. And the ya means present tense, he. Yeah? So what you're writing, what does وَيَخْلُقُ mean? Yeah, the waw means and. Good. A few more people. Yeah. And he creates. And he creates. Right? It's not past tense because it's not khalaqa, it's yakhluqu. So the ya is there. Also, what you learn from this word here is for the verb khalaqa, the third letter has a dhamma. So for khalaqa, it's the third letter has a dhamma. Yakhluqu. So you'll see that now for khalaqa, it's always a dhamma there, right? So wa yakhluqu, and he creates ma la, what not, ta'lamuna. Yes. What's ta'lamuna mean? You all know, exactly. Yeah? You, the ta is you. The una is all. And alima is ilm, to know. So you all know. What not you all know. So, and he creates what you all do not know. Can you see it? Can you see that, yeah? Yeah. Okay, next one. Next one. Ya'lamu. Ya'lamu. Yeah. He knows. Because alima is ilm. And the ya makes it he. So ya'lamu, he knows. Ma yaliju. We've not done ma yaliju. Whatever enters. When we enter the house, what do we say? Bismillahi walajna. وَلَجْنَا, yeah? With the name of Allah, we enter, yeah? So yaliju, you can think of it as lodge. What does a lodger do? He enters. He enters into your house, into somebody's house, right? Lodger. He's entering in somebody's house, and it's similar to yaliju, right? Ma yaliju. He knows ma yaliju, what enters, fi, in. So kharaja means to leave. Kharaja means, someone's asking, so kharaja means to leave. Enter is yaliju here. So ya'lamu ma yaliju fil ardi. He knows what it enters in the earth. Wama, and what yakhruju, here it is, comes out. Yakhruju minha, from her, out of it. Right? It's talking about the earth. So it's minha because the earth is feminine. Why is it feminine? We've not covered that in this course. That's level 2. But al-ard is feminine word. And minha is referring to the earth. So it's ha, not who. Because ha is a feminine word. Literally, minha means from her. Okay? So ya'lamu, he knows, ma yaliju, whatever enters, fil ardi, in the earth, wa ma yakhruju, and what it leaves, what leaves, minha, comes out of her. Dakala. So I don't understand what that's dakala is. Yeah, earth is feminine. Okay, next one. Wama yanzilu. Okay, so nazala. Nazala means to descend. So ya is talking about inanimate things, so it descends. Remember, it could mean he descends, it could mean it descends, depending on what you're talking about. So wama yanzilu, and what descends, and what it descends, what descends, min, from, as-samai, the sky, wama, and what ya'ruju, araja means to go up. So wama ya'ruju, and what it goes up, fiha, to it. Yep. And what descends from the sky and what ascends to it. Fiha. Yep. Next one. Wahuwa. Now we've gone into another table. Wahuwa. What does wahuwa mean? Okay, good. Wahuwa, and he. Ma'akum. Ma'a means with. Kum, you all. Remember, we've done all these. Wahuwa, and he. Ma'akum, with you all. Aynama means wherever. Aynama means wherever. Aina by itself means where. Like, Aina tadhhab, where are you going? Min aina anta, where are you from? So aina means where, and aynama means wherever. Kuntum. Kuntum is from kaana. You all were. Yeah. Kuntum literally means, yeah, you have been, you were. It's past tense because kaana, kuntum, remember, it's an ending that is changing. There's no prefix here. So it's past tense verb. Yeah. And he is with you wherever you may be, wherever you are. But that is past tense. Kuntum is past tense. Yes, the kum is you all, like kitabukum, your all book. It's that one. Attached pronouns. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yep, that's it. You have to, if you know the tables, then you have to like be switching between tables and a kum. What's kum? Oh yeah, kum is attached pronoun. Oh yes, this one is past verb. Oh yes, this one's present verb. It now comes with experience, practice. More and more you practice, the more and more you're going to start figuring it out. And honestly, it's not rocket science, inshallah. You'll be understanding, parts of verses soon, inshallah, even with the Imam. Yep. In fact, it'd be nice if you just once you hear a verse or part of a verse when the Imam's reciting it, and for the first time in your life you understood it without a translation, just put it in the comment saying, "Today I had that experience." So it sort of, it maybe gives encouragement to everybody, including me, that yeah, okay, it's a good thing, right? With my friend, when he did it and he gave me some feedback and he goes, "Oh, I was reading the Quran today and I was behind the Imam and the Imam was reading and I could understand what he's saying for the first time." He sent me that message and it makes me feel really happy as well. Right? And then if you put it in the group, if it's in the group, that encourages other people that yes, you can do it. You just got to learn these tables and get practice, keep practicing, and it will come. You'll start. Inshallah, I'm hoping this Tarawih everybody gets that experience. Inshallah. Even if it's just a few words, and you say, "Oh, you know what? I knew what he was talking about. I knew what was going on." Yeah, even though if it was just for 1 or 2 seconds, and that's the beginning. As you get more and more into it, you'll be able to understand verses. Inshallah. Right. Next one. Wallahu. Wallahu and Allah. Bima. Okay. I mean, the bi many times just means with, and ma, with what. If you understand this to mean with what, you'll inshallah be able to understand the verse. Okay. And Allah with what? Ta'maluna. 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 Amila. Amal. Action. So ta'maluna, you all act, you all do. So, and Allah with what you all do, Basir. I'm just not, you know, I'm just saying it so you can understand with what. I'm translating there, like with what might, bima, what might it translate like when it's outside of the Quran. Even if here you understand in your mind that with what, you'll get the understanding, inshallah. And Allah, with what you all do, Basir, He sees. Yeah? Basir is to see. Basura is the verb to see. Basura. Okay? So Basir and Allah, regarding whatever you do, He sees. So Allah sees everything that you do, whatever you do. Yeah. So the main thing here is this one. Ta'maluna, you all do. If it's going to be they all do, it would be ya'maluna. But ta'maluna is you all do. Like the actions you do. He sees. Inna Allaha, Inna Allaha, Inna means verily or indeed. Some translations may have surely, but you get the meaning. So, right? So, Inna Allaha, indeed Allah. La, not. Yazlimu, yazlimu. What does yazlimu mean? You can see dhulm is in there. Dhulm, dha'lama, dhulm, which means oppression. So, ya means he oppresses. Present tense, yeah? Dhalama, he oppressed. Yazlimu, present tense, he oppresses. And then the la means not. So indeed Allah, He does not oppress. Yeah, He does not oppress. Mithqala, mithqala means weight. Dharra, dharra is translated here as an atom, very small thing. Very small, little dharra. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't oppress, He doesn't wrong even the weight of an atom. The tiniest thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't oppress. So again, here, the verb that we looked at, the present tense, is ظلم becomes يظلم. So for the word ظلم, that letter, the vowel on this letter for the verb ظلم is a kasra. Yeah, ظلم يظلم. So for ظلم, the vowel on the third letter is a kasra. Okay. So somebody's asking, is yadhlimu a weak verb? Is yadhlimu a weak verb? So I'll let you guys answer. Is yadhlimu a weak verb? No, 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 no. Just waiting for a yes. Just waiting for somebody to say yes. We all right? No. No's the right answer. No one wrote yes. That's good. Yeah, because why is it not a why is it not a weak verb? Why is yadhlimu not a weak verb? There's no alif, there's no waw, there's no ya in these three letters, dhalama. This is a lam. Yeah. Easy way to remember, an alif never joins on this way. This way, an alif will join on this way, from this side, but if it's an alif, it will never join this way. If it joins this way, it's a lam. Yeah. That's the other font, Indo-Pak font. Yeah, no tail for that's a good one. So alif doesn't have a tail. This way, yeah, that way it doesn't have a tail. Yeah. Okay, next one. We have a bit of time. See, we've got half an hour left, so I think we've got time to go through these, inshallah. So لا يعلمون الحق. لا يعلمون الحق. So لا, not يعلم. يعلمون. يعلمون means excellent. They all know. يعلمون. Look, the Ain Lam Mim, ilm. Okay, so ilm. Alima is there, so it's got something to do with knowledge. Alima. Now the ya'lamu means he knows. The plural, una, that means they all know. They all know. La means not. So they all know not. So they all do not know. Al-haq. Al-haq just means the truth. So they all do not know the truth. Okay, so this is week 9, week 8, and we're able now to translate parts of the Quran. Right? I think that's amazing for 8 lessons, and it's not because of a course, it's because the Quran. The Quran is easy. We've been told about lesson 1. Remember those verses that I read? The Quran is easy. It's easy. You look in Arabic, newspaper and magazine, I say every week, they're not that easy. We pick up an Arabic newspaper and like, what is going on? Right? The Quran is just amazing. It flows, and we'd only realize the flow and all this when you read a newspaper. I tried reading a book and you see it goes up and down, bang, 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 stop, stop everywhere. There's no flow. Honestly, there's no flow. The Quran, we're just used to the Quran, so we just see the flowing. يَعْلَمُونَ الْحَقَّ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ الْحَقَّ لَهُمْ أَجْرُهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ. It just sounds so much in harmony, so much harmony. You'll realize that when you go to pick up a newspaper or pick up a book that is not Quran, and then you see how much of the non-eloquence is in there, how much it just doesn't flow, and it's just broken up and dash, dush, bush, bush everywhere, right? But we're just used to the Quran, and it flows so beautifully. You realize that if you looked at some other, literature or writing, then you see what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Right. Next one. Lahum. So lahum. So lahum is like lesson 5 something. Yes. For them. Attached pronoun. Yeah. The la means for, and hum is them. Lahum. Ajruhum. Ajar. Remember we did ajar? What's ajar mean? Reward. And hum? What's ajruhum mean? Ajar means reward, and hum is excellent. Excellent. Their reward. Yeah. It's an attached pronoun. The reason why it's not attaching is because you can't attach something to the ra. The ra will attach that way, but not this way. But it is an attached pronoun. So lahum ajruhum, for them, ajruhum, their reward. Inda means with, and rabbihim, rabbihim, Rabb and him. Rabbihim, their Lord. Okay, so three hums, three attached hums came in there. A hum there, and a hum there. Hum means them. For them, their reward. In that with Rabbihim, their Lord. That's why these tables are very important, because they show you the structure of Arabic, without which you can't understand anything. That attached pronoun table that I told you, remember I mentioned that that's the most important table in the class, I think, because look where it's coming. It's coming three times in this verse. In this, not even verse, just part of a verse. Lahum, for them, ajruhum, their reward. Inda, with Rabbihim, their Lord. Right? Next one, qala. Yeah, inda is with. So, qala, last week's lesson, yeah? He said, inni. Okay, there's no indeed here. It just says I know, but in some translation it may say inni, indeed I. Yeah, but I'm just going to go with whatever the translation says here, because I'm not the one to make a translation. There's lots of things in Arabic going on that I don't know about. Right? So he said inni, I, a'lamu. A'lamu. What's a'lamu mean? Yes, a'lamu itself means I know. The a'lamu is in here, but inni is making it stronger. I know. A'lamu. Yeah, a'lamu, the alif for I know. Ma la, what not, ta'lamuna. Ta'lamuna, you all know. قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. He said, I know what you all do not know. Yep. I think that's when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answering the angels, when the angel said, you're going to make a creation in the earth that sheds blood and, fights and kills each other, and we glorify you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I know what you all do not know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about this creation, that something that the angels didn't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that these people will pray to him, will do jihad for his sake, will wake up in the night and read the Tahajjud, and will overcome their desires and do things to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah knows what the angels don't know. The ya after inni is my. Yes. I'm understanding here that this means indeed I. But over here, there's written I. If someone can look it up and see if there's any translations that says indeed I, am just try quickly now, because I'm pretty sure it means indeed I. Yeah, it does indeed I. Yeah, it's just that I haven't got the guts to say it just like that when the translation doesn't say it. But okay, sister has mentioned that yes, it does indeed I. So I'll stick with indeed I, because you can see it there. It's inni, indeed I. Yep, indeed I know. Can you see how it's written twice? Just a'lamu means I know, but indeed I. Yeah, okay, in the Pictorial translation it says surely I. Okay, there you go, surely indeed. So alhamdulillah. Yeah, it's just in this translation from the book, I based on the book, it just said I know. So yeah, fantastic. Jazakallah khair. La a'budu ma ta'budun. La a'budu. So a'budu means I. This alif stands for I, worship. I worship. La, I worship not. So I do not worship. Ma, what? Ta'buduna. Ta'buduna, you all worship. Can you see how if you understand the ta, what the ta is doing and the ya is doing, you've clocked it for present verbs, for the majority of present verbs. Yeah, that's what I want you to just concentrate on, the ya meaning him and the ta meaning you. That's the most important. Them are the most important things for present verbs. So la a'budu, I do not worship, ma ta'budun, what you all worship. But now you might start being able to find the root words. If you look at this word here, you know the ya is a prefix, you know the una is a suffix, and alima is the verb. That's the root letters, alima. And now if you know what alima means, then you'll be able to figure out what this word means, inshallah, once you know your tables. Iyaka. Iyaka. It means only you. You alone. The ka is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Iyaka. You alone. Na'budu. Na'budu. Abada means to worship. And na'budu means we. Exactly. It's the we. So only you. You alone we worship. Wa iyaka, and only you. Nasta'een. Nasta'een. The we is here. The noon is the we, okay? Nasta'een. It's isti'ana, which means to help. Right? So nasta'een means we seek help. You won't know this one yet. Why nasta'een means we seek help. The seek is in there. The seek is that seen, believe it or not. That seen there, it's not part of the root word. Well, it is. Actually, it's part of the root word, but it's not a three-letter root word. Right? It's going into level 3 here, right? But yeah, just leave it at that for now. Nasta'een, yes. Like istikhara, right? Just for the people who want to know, the scene of istikhara, yeah, it's that same one, seeking khair, yeah? Istighatha, seeking rain, yeah? Isti'ana, seeking help. So the scene has an effect of seeking something. Istighfar, jazakallah khair, istighfar, seeking forgiveness, yeah? Istikhara, we've done that one, yeah? Istikhara, istighfar, like that. There's some other words as well. Yeah, just that letter in front. But what's going on is something else. But yeah, that scene there is having that effect. That word actually comes from a root word that's not 3 letters. It's more. It's something else. But anyway, for now, that's enough. Right, on there. That's level 3. Where is the word to help? Where is the word help in this? It's it's in all of it. It's the seen, the ta, the ain. Isti'ana is, yeah? Ta'awan, ta'awan. You might, it's another word, well, ta'awan. It means to help. But isti'ana means seek help. Yes. Because like nasr is also, I'll have to look at the difference between nasr and isti'ana. Ta'awan is like, yes. Yes, I'll have to look and see what the difference is there. Isti'ana and nasr. Yeah. Jazakallah khair. Next one. Yeah, I think they come from the same word. Nasr, nusra. Yes. Okay, so well, yeah. So continue, yeah. Okay. Walakin. Have we done walakin? Have we done walakin before? No. So okay, if you know Urdu, it's the same word as lekin. For those who know Urdu, lekin is the same word. It means but. So walakin and but. So just but. So but akthar nasi. Akthar. Kathir means a lot and akthar means most. Like kabir means great, akbar means greater. So kathir means a lot, akthar means more, even more. So most. Akthar nasi, most people. So, but most people, la, not yashkuruna. Yashkuruna, Good. Yes. Not just give thanks. They all give thanks. They all give thanks. The they is the ya and the una. They all do shukr. They all give thanks. And the la means not. So, but most of the people, they do not give thanks. La yashkuruna, they do not thank. They might translate as they are not grateful. Yeah, they do not thank. Yep, that's the other font. I've just got three more and we have the time, inshallah. So, three more, inshallah. Wa'ada Allahu wa'ada. What's wa'ada mean? Wa'ada. I think we've done wa'ada before in our vocabulary. Wa'ada, promise. Okay, promise. Urdu word as well, wa'ada. Right? Wa'ada Allahu. Allah promised. Allah promised. Yep. Happy with that? Wa'adallahu. Allah promised. Al-mu'minina. Good. The believers. And what did I say when you see mu'minina mentioned? It means believers. It's mixed. It'll be mixed group, yeah? But it's not mixed when we have the same version of the feminine mentioned after it. So because we see wal mu'minati and the believing women, because mu'minati is women only, when we see that the believing women is mentioned straight after, then we know this one is talking about men only. If we didn't see mu'minati, then you assume it's mixed group. But when you see mu'minati mentioned after this one, then you know this is not mixed. Because the women have been mentioned separate. This is men only. Yeah. So, and Allah has promised the men, believing men, and the believing women, Jannat, gardens. So, as I said before, Islam has equality in it, but it's not. Islam is not a religion of equality. It does not give exactly the same to women and exactly the same to men. Something women get, you know, relaxation in. Some things men get relaxation in. Yeah. Because men and women are different. Islam is not a religion of equality, it's a religion of justice. It gives the man what he is good for him, and it gives the woman what is good for her. So it's a religion. It contains equality. Of course, it contains lots of equality. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised to believe in men and women Jannah. If a woman reads Salah and a man reads Salah, they both get Jannah. Right? A man has to wake up, go to the masjid at Fajr time. If the masjid is close by. A woman doesn't. Her reward is at home. She gets more reward at home. She can wake up, go to the bathroom, do wudu, read salah, nice and easy, read adhkar, jump back in bed. Man has got to wake up, men have got to wake up, yeah, do wudu, go out in the cold, go walk in or go in your car to the masjid if it's close by, and then come back home, right? Who had to do more work? Men. So, those people who say men have it easy, this and that, it's not. Women have got it easy in certain instances, men have got it easy in certain instances. What is better for them? What is better for the society? What is better as a whole community? Islam looks at everything holistically. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone has their own roles. And once the women and men start doing the same thing, you get this friction. When the woman and the man wants to do exactly the same thing, you get this friction, right? And argumentation, because now a woman saying, I'm doing it, and a man saying, no, they're both doing the same job. Islam is like this. When the woman does what the woman is supposed to do, and a man does what the man's supposed to do, you get a house like this. No interference, no fighting, no nothing. It's like this. Because a woman knows her role, a man knows what his role is. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one, the creator of everyone and everything, and he knows what is best for a woman to do, what is best for a man to do in order to have this beautiful harmony. You don't get any fighting going on. Right, okay. So let's just get on to the next one. Right. Qalu, past tense now. Yeah, they all said. They all said. Exactly. They all said. And you can see the wow is like the una is coming out there. Yeah, the una, but the noon doesn't appear. Qalu past tense. It's just qalu like that with a wow and an alif. They all said, Ya Maryamu. O Maryam. O Maryam. That ya, yeah, the alif, that longer two count ya, it means o. Like when we say Ya Allah, O Allah. Right? Qalu, they all said, Ya Maryamu. O Maryam. Laqad. Okay? Laqad. Many times it translates as indeed, but the translation hasn't been sort of written here. So in some translations, you might want to quickly have a look. It might mean, it might have an indeed there. Okay? Jiti. Ja'a means to come, and jiti means you came, and it's feminine, jiti. Jita would be masculine, and ja'a, by the way, is a weak verb, right? Ja'a, ja'u, and then it becomes jita, right? So that in qul, you get in the qala, you get a qul, remember? Qulta qultum. For ja'a, it becomes a kasra, becomes jiti, and jita, and jitum, right? So that's a weak verb, and that's what's happened to it. The first letter got a kasra in this verb, right? So jiti, laqad jiti, you came, shay'an, with something, fariya, strange. We're not doing fariya, but that's how that's broken down, yeah? Qalu, they all said, Ya Maryam, O Maryam, laqad jiti, you have come, shay'an fariya, with something that is fariya, strange. Yep. And the last one, we've already done the last one, but let's do it again, inshallah. Wallahu, and Allah, ya'lamu. Ya'lamu, what does ya'lamu mean? Allah knows, He knows. So, yes. And Allah, He knows. Wa antum, and antum, you all, la, not, ta'lamuna, ta'lamuna, yes, do not know. You all know not. So, and Allah, He knows. Wa antum, and you all, la ta'lamuna, you all do not know. Okay? And we have about 7 minutes left. I think that's coming to the end of, that's the other font. And we have these words now to quickly go over. Abun, aba'un. So abun is singular, aba'un is plural. Father, ancestor, 64. Ahlun is family, over 100 times. Ula'ika, just remember it means those. It's ula'i and plus ka. It just ula'ika means those. 206. Comes a lot, yeah? Ayatun is a verse, a sign, message. Ayatun. And even a verse of the Quran is a sign. Even a verse of the Quran is a sign. Yeah? Jazakumullah khairan. Ba'id means far. Qareeb means close. Ba'id is opposite. It means far. Far away. Far. Ba'id. Ibnun, banuna, abna'un. It means son, sons, children. Ibnun. Yeah? So you get something, ibn something. It means the son of someone. Right? Abdullah ibn Umar, for example. Abdullah ibn, son of Umar. Yeah? Ibn Maryam, son of Maryam. Excellent. Sabrun, sabrun. Okay, sabrun is a noun. It's a noun because a double ending. Sabara, that's the root word, yeah? Sabara is the root word, which means he was patient. But patience, it's the same root words. It's the same root letters. It looks like a root word, But because it's ending in a double ending, it means it's now become a noun. Sabrun. That's lesson 10. We'll learn that pattern, inshallah. Okay, it's just the root words. If I took the fatha and the double dhamma off, sabara, you would think it just means it's the verb, the verb which means to be patient. But sabrun, a verb, ceases to be a verb when it ends in a double ending. Now we know it's become a noun, so it doesn't mean he was patient. It actually means patience, patience, and that's known as a verbal noun in English. Verbal noun, yeah. Okay, next one. غير. غير means not. غير المغضوب عليهم, not. Yeah, not of those who earned your anger. غير means not. 143. Li, to or for. This is when it attaches to the start of the word, like للكافرين, للمسلمين, للصادقين, لله. Yeah, to or for, as like belonging, for Allah, belongs to Allah, etc. Like that. لعلك, لعلك, perhaps. Yeah. We know in the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. All you who believe, fasting was prescribed on those before you. Sorry, fasting is prescribed on you like it was prescribed on those before you. لعلكم تتقون. لعلكم, so perhaps you all become تتقون, those who fear Allah. Yeah, so that perhaps you become pious. That's what Ramadan is for. Fasting Ramadan so that you become a better person. Right, next one. Mithla. Mithla means like. Laysa kamithlihi shay. There is nothing like him. There's nothing like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Laysa kamithlihi shay. And the last one. Al-malaikatu. Angels. Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi. I believe in Allah and the angels of Allah, etc. Right? So that's words, extra words to know. Yeah, al is the. And somebody asked, is this one weak? This one isn't weak because sa, ba, ra, none of them is a alif or a waw or a ya. So that's not a weak verb. But that's not a verb itself anyway now. It's become, from a regular verb, it's become a verbal noun, which we'll do inshallah lesson 10. Yeah, that's correct. It's not a verb because it's got a double ending. Verbs do not have double endings. As soon as it's got a double ending, it's now grammatically an ism, which is a noun. And in this case, it's a verbal noun, which is actually something in English, which I didn't know about until I studied Arabic. Right. And we're just ending off now with this. This is the complete the present tense verb table for the following. So I want you to fill in the present tense. So this one is going to become ya'lamu, ya'lamuna, ta'lamu, ta'lamuna, a'lamu, na'lamu. Okay, I'm giving you the answers. This one's going to become yadlimu, yadlimuna, etc., etc. And yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, etc. How can you work out what the vowel should be on the third letter of a present verb? So the answer is, I'm just giving you the answers. You can't work it out because it's individual for the different verbs. So each verb has its own vowel. You could guess and maybe get it right. You could guess and think, does this come in the Quran? Have I heard it like this? No. Is it this one? Ah, I know, it's this one. You can maybe figure it out yourself, but really you need to know it from the dictionary, from the vocabulary table. Learn the present tense verb table because it's everywhere, you need it. And learn the words in the vocabulary list. And I think that's all for today. We have 1 minute left, 30 seconds left. So I think we're all done for today. Jazakumullah khairan. If you have any questions, then please post it on the group. Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk wa aqim as-salah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.